Shuri, I am back way ahead of schedule and expectation. Uh, if you tell me that I will have energy, internet, cell phone service yesterday, um, or by yesterday when the storm was coming 48 hours ago, I would say no way. I fully expect, regardless if the eye of the storm was north or south of us or directly at us, that we would probably lose power and cell phone service and internet for multiple days, at least a day, if not two or three or four. Some people, a lot of people in Florida is suffering that right now. And, you know, I am definitely one of the lucky few, at least the vicinity of the people around me. And the best, the best case scenario happened all day uh, Wednesday. I got texts from family members, calls from friends asking me, if I'm worried, if I'm evacuating, and I'm like, well, I'm concerned. Living here now for 19 years. This is not the first or second. It's, I would say, it is the third hurricane that I'm concerned. The first one was no doubt Irma, and then that was 2017. Irma was the one that I evacuated, and after that experience, I said no more, and that was the worst one because uh, Irma we evacuated, and then the house that I live in lost power for 14 days. Yeah, it was 2 weeks. We were literally the last block that got power in all of Sarasota. It was awful, and the debris was pretty bad. I mean, it was really bad as far as that hurricane. But that was the one that I evacuated, and the only reason I evacuated was not because the house was not prepared. I mean, we had metal roof, hurricane windows. The house was built to withstand the worst of the worst, but we had a lot of big tall trees around us, a lot, and the threat of a tree tipping over and falling on the house was a lot worse than what the metal roof can withstand 125-mile wind. Okay, so that experience of going to the shelter, sleeping on the floor. If you don't know, they turned all the high school, all the middle school, all the elementary school in Sarasota into shelter. So every classroom is packed with, I think maximum is 25 people, if I can remember right. So imagine 25 people in the classroom. They move all the chairs so that you can sleep on the floor in a room with 25 people, and many people have dogs and cats. And it's no way to sleep. Between multiple people snoring all night long, cats and dog barking, fighting, people talking, people having their cell phone on to listen to the updates. It was chaos. It was misery. Okay, all I can say is that shelter is nothing but misery. On top of that, you can't tell because they lock down. Basically, you go in the classroom, they lock down everything, and you can't see the outside. To know what is going on outside, you literally had to open the door, which they yell at you. Keep all the door locked. Stay inside. It's sure we violated the rule open the door many times just to peek outside to see what the heck is going on and just to get some fresh air. Yeah, imagine staying in a room with 25 people, no electricity, no AC, hot as hell, smell, stink, snoring, dogs and cat fighting. Now, it after that experience, of course, I had moved into a condo, and I decided not to go to shelter, even though the order was, if you at this location, you have to go. I'm just like, no, I don't have to. I don't have to do anything. Just like I don't have to get the vaccine. Have to no. Um, I felt safe, you know, because there was another hurricane that came by um, 2 years ago that hit south of us pretty hard. I think the name was Ian, and that was pretty bad. We lost power. I lost power, internet, and cell phone for I think a day. Yeah, a day and a half maybe. So that was, but as far as damage, that was very little here. So this condo is an older condo, probably been around for 30 plus years, and it withstood multiple bad storm over the last 30 years. So I felt okay. And then from the way the path of the hurricane was going, I uttered this many times Wednesday to many people that first, the best thing possible that was going on was the storm sped up significantly compared to what it was doing Monday and Tuesday. They were predicting from Monday and Tuesday, they were predicting the storm can hit us at 2 a.m. ish on Thursday morning. That's the last thing anybody want to hear, right? Because who want to stay up all night and worry about that stuff? And then by Wednesday morning, they revise it to midnight Wednesday. And then by lunchtime, they were saying, no, 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 it's not going to be midnight. It's going to be like 8 o'clock. So I welcome the change. And then the direction of the storm, the eye was supposed to pass over Tampa or around Tampa area from Monday to Tuesday. And then by Wednesday, they were saying, no, it's going to be south. It's going to be, you know, potentially Sarasota, where I am. And then the eye of the storm wobble, fluctuate, and maybe by the afternoon of Wednesday, at one point it was pointing to Bradenton, which is literally 10 to 15 miles north of where I am. But that was not a big deal because yet when the eye of the storm is 40 to 60 miles wide, does it matter if the eye is 10 miles north of me or directly at me or 10 miles south of where I am? No, the eye is 60 miles, potentially 60 miles wide. And if you go back, for those that are curious, go back and look at the storm. Go back and look at Milton as it crossed. You notice that most of the rain or the color, the orange, the red, is on the north side of the eye. And I said this throughout Tuesday and Wednesday to everyone that called me or contact me and was worried. I said, no, I don't want to be, I don't want the eye to be too far south of where I am because I don't want to bear the brunt of the heavy rain, the 12 to 16 inch of rain or 18-inch of rain that can result in a flood. I don't want that. At the same time, I don't want the eye of the storm to be too far north of me so that this big surge will hit us, right? And flood the town. And by the time the eye hit, it hits Siesta Key. For those that have never been to Sarasota, Siesta Key is Sarasota. It is the famous beach in Sarasota Siesta Key is about 10 to 12 minute drive from me here. If I drive to Siesta Key, it would take, but it's more because it is west of where I am. It is about 3 miles south of me if I was going directly south, but it is basically 3 miles south and 10 mile west. It would take me, 12 to 15 minutes to drive to downtown Siesta Key. But that's basically where the eye of the storm hit. So practically, I was in the eye, squarely on the eye of the storm. And for those that follow me on TikTok, that I think I post altogether maybe 10 videos from noon to 10-ish. Yeah, you saw what was going on. And I lost power literally for 1 hour. I lost power from 9:30-ish to 10:30-ish, something like that. Either that or 9 to 10, something like there was 1 hour where we didn't have power. And then by 11:30, the backside of the storm has passed us. By midnight, I went to bed at midnight, knowing completely that I am safe. Okay, that we don't have to deal with rising tide or surge line or flood from heavy rain. The rain was never heavy. The rain was never heavy. If it was heavy, it was heavy for maybe an hour, but it was not bad. We escaped. Luck was on our side. God was on our side. And that was a full recap of the storm. Thank you for listening. If you uh, weathered through this, the first 12 minutes of this video, and I lost internet until late afternoon yesterday. Internet came back late afternoon yesterday. Um, Real quickly about the economy, I did look at the economic news that sent shockwave to the market. CPI was a little bit hotter than anyone expected. Okay, let me cover this real quick. My economic crystal ball is in the trash. It's in the trash. Okay, I officially decided that until the election is over, I am not even going to give two shizzle to the econ data or prediction or whatever. It is nonsense. Okay, the economic data is completely, utterly garbage. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they expect the outcome is of the data that they put out, but I it's crazy. First of all, the CPI was hotter than expected, and the two um, the two component. Well, first of all, shelter went down year over year below 5% for the first time in 2 years. Okay, so that's a good thing. That's was a big surprise. And if you tell me before I saw the rest of the data that rent, the shelter component is down below 5% for the first time in 2 years, I would say, oh my God, CPI is crashing below expectation. But no, it went up because first, okay, so the good thing was shelter went down, energy was crashing. Okay, because remove what's going on with oil right now. But for the month of September, energy was crashing for the most part. So energy was coming down. So that was also helpful for the CPI. But my God, food that sent shockwave through everybody. Food went up more last month than any other month of this year. Both food at home and food away. Both. And I don't eat out much. Okay? I don't. I eat out twice a week, and I go to the same place. For the most part, nothing fancy, and I don't notice the higher prices, so I can't say. And then I shop a lot to cook at home, and to be frank, I don't notice the higher prices. Maybe price of meat went up. I don't know, but that component shocked the market. And the other component that shocked the market as well as me is transportation. As far as I know, airline tickets was coming down. Airline demand was coming down. So I don't know where the higher cost of transportation come in. We heard from FedEx, UPS, many places that um, things was coming down. Now, I also heard that the the shipment cost of this big floating device uh, had been going up because of the problem in the Middle East and all that stuff, um, and the Panama Canal, all that stuff. So, like I said, there's a lot of component of the transportation that uh, I do follow as well. Um, but no, it's a lot. I still need to dig deeper into the CPIs for curiosity's sake of why it is higher than expected. And for me, food. Why food? Okay, what is going on with food that cause it to spike higher both at home and away? I certainly did not notice it, but there was a big jump. Like I said, the biggest jump in all year for the entire year, even going back to last year. Crazy. Uh, and now the other part of the econ data that the market, of course, the market decided to focus on the CPI because, of course, that will influence the Fed decision. I still think the Fed will cut. For those that follow me way back 3 months ago, I predicted the Fed will cut 50, 50, 25, 25, 25. That was my prediction. Okay, fall rate cut starting in September, 50, 50, 25, 25. Now, based on what happened yesterday, and not just yesterday, the econ data the past 2 weeks with stronger job data, lower unemployment rate, however stupid and fake all those numbers are, I now have revised that trajectory of the rate cut to start out with 50 and then 25, 25, 25. I still think the Fed will cut by 25. Why? The jobless claim spiked a lot higher yesterday. That's the one piece of data a lot of people didn't care to talk about because it was all CPI. CPI, that was the headline everywhere else, everywhere. CPI. Nobody talk about jobless claim spiked higher. Okay, and that's high because the Fed is more on the jobs. Okay, they talk about it, and for now the jobless claim is going higher, and you hear job layoff all the time on a daily basis. Just if you want to just Google layoff, every day you see new one. So I don't know what's going on with the unemployment rate, what kind of nonsense they are calculating to come up with a lower unemployment rate, but it is what it is. Wow, I spent 20 minutes talking about nothing. Well, it made up for the lack of commentary yesterday. All right, let's focus on some pharma. Okay, let's focus on this sector. I like BIIB. I like it here. Okay, I've been watching it. I bought it. I actually wrote a cover call on the share that was I had share that was assigned to me. Um, but I do now. Do I expect Biogen to nothing but go up? Of course not. Okay, let's calm down. Potentially, this is the Tesla selling bottom. Okay, potentially, it does not mean that it's nothing but green going up. Um, I believe my cover call is. Let me look. I saw the cover call back on, was it Monday? Because the share was assigned, of course, on. I know I saw cover call on a couple position because I bought a lot of pharma, a lot. I'm very heavy. I'm heavy loaded in pharma and biotech. Biogen, where is my cover call? Do I have one? Yes, I do. 192.5. Yeah, I was able to get 60. I sold the cover call at 192.5 for 65 cents. Okay, so if it's, would I cry if it get there? No. Now, why did I do 192.5? Because I want to use a 20 as my resistance for now. Now, would I add to Biogen if it retrace? Yes, the answer is yes. As long as it is above the low of day yesterday, I think for those that want to buy, I think anything within this candle right here. Okay, if you want to put a stop at the bottom of the candle and then buy it back again at the 52-week low, because it can still go up and down, bouncing around this area. We still got 2 weeks, okay? So be careful. Cannot wave the victory flag yet, but I like Biogen here, okay? It's good. I'm not worrying about those shares get called away. And if it does get called away, and I'm going to cry on making 4% in 1 week, no. Merck, looking good here. Same thing, okay? I have a lot of Merck, a lot. I have, what do I have? 400? Yeah, 400 shares. Um, and would I buy more? I'm more likely to buy more Biogen because I have 100 there, 400 here. Would I still play some kind of put spread? Yes. Where? Uh, do a 105, okay? 105, 100. And if they assign, I take more, okay? I can squeeze in another 100 or 200, depend on what I do with other position. But as far as cash availability, I can swallow up another 100 easily, okay? So I like Merck here. I think it's a bottoming process here. Same thing. If you don't have any Merck and you want to buy, I think you can buy here. Maybe use low of day Wednesday as your stop, and then put in your order to buy at the fib at 107. So you might get stop out at 108 ish, buy back 107 or lower, which is kind of tight. But no, I do think buying here there is a 20% move between now and Christmas, okay? And I don't think anybody is gonna complain paying 19, 109, 110, and then exit somewhere up there in the mid 120. I do think we can fill this gap up here. Okay, that's I'm not planning to exit anywhere here. Would I trim a few shares? Maybe. With 400 shares, would I trim 5% somewhere up here? Yeah, I might trim on the any kind of touch on the key technical level, and then restock them lower. But it's not going to be a straight line up, just like it was not a straight line down. Okay, outside of this nasty move. But yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I do think we got 125 waiting. Okay, and yeah, I take that. That will be a very nice profit on 400 shares. Trust me. Um, Vertex, nice move so far. Okay, I have not trimmed yet, but I am looking. Okay, I am looking here. It's looking, it's at potentially resistant, so pay attention there. But it has been a nice week. No complaint. Am I greedy to look at 481? For now, that's where my trim order is, but I'm watching it very carefully. I might raise my stop to 465. Okay, my cost average on all my share is below, so it's still going to be profit, but it is an expensive stock. Okay, even having 20 share is a big commitment, right? So for now, 481 will be a trim. If it get anywhere near 500, trust me, I will be 90% out. Okay, so for now, 481 is I think my order is at 482. Let me look. It is 482. Okay, so I got 482, 490, 496, and then 500 based on what I see here on the chart. Now, if you want to do an intermediate location, use this ref high right here at 490-ish. So I might do that. I might do a 482, 496, no, 490, 496, and then 500. That's the four order I probably will put in to fully exit my position, or at least 80% out, and then the remaining 10% can hang out for the new 52-week high. But I like the movement there. Amgen, I have nothing here. I sold some put spread on this move here. Let's extend that. Would I buy it down here? Yeah. Would I sell put spread at 300? Yeah. In fact, even like 305. Okay, 305, 300 put spread. I like. I now if this break, if this zone does not hold and the 200 break, then you get the gap up. Okay, the gap up low that it tried to break twice and hold. So there's a lot of money pouring into Amgen here. Okay, and that shows a lot for this stock to test that gap twice and move much higher. There's a lot of money there. Okay, on the flip side, if that gap, if this low fail to hold, it's gonna be a floodgate down to the gap fill in a swift move. Okay, because I think a lot of people that had been riding this thing so much higher is gonna have stopped in somewhere. Okay, and that stop might be here at the 200. So I think breaking this might be a quick ride down here. For a long time, they have different stop. Okay, but over the past month, the 200 moving average has moved above this level. So it's getting to be a point where it's a good area to put in a stop. So we'll see. It's the more I look at it, the more I think that maybe it's not a good time to buy at the 200, because that could be tested and then say hello to 295. Okay, I would rather wait. For me, now that I look at it and talk about it, if I want to sell put spread here, it's gonna have to be below the 200. I don't mind doing 300, 295 or lower, but for now, that's a better play. Okay, safer play. JJ, the least interesting one so far. Okay, it's kind of like in the middle of nowhere. If you like J&J, buy down here, 155. Okay, the confluence of 200 and 100, that's the spot. Otherwise, meh. Right now, risk reward, neither side. Okay, because it's like almost, if you look at it, eyeball it, it's equidistant to that potential resistance and equal support at down here. So it's right in the smack in the middle, no man's land, no touch. Pfizer, it's okay. It's at least it's moved off this zone of support. Uh, nice move, but then it retraced back. Um, it can bounce around. Now, if okay, this is not a bad thing. Okay, when you have a massive candle like this, and then the next day it is inside the candle, that's not a bad thing. Okay, it's a bad thing if it break below the candle. Okay, it's a great thing if it break above this candle. So it can, if it trade inside this candle for the next few days or week, that's just fine. Okay, um, it's nothing to be excited about. But who knows what the activists are trying to get. I think yesterday or 2 days ago, the big move was the CEO is meeting with the activist investors that have a ton of share. We don't know what they plan to do. We don't know. Now, whether the outcome is the CEO resign and replaced by the activist appointee, that could be a good thing. He's a piece of garbage. Okay, the CEO is a piece of garbage, and that's to say nicely. Yeah. I have much worse word for him. He's in my top three wall of shame CEO of corporate America. Top three: Bob Iger and whoever the CEO of Boeing is. The CEO of Boeing is number one. Number two is Bob Iger of Disney, and number three is the CEO of Pfizer. Even though the CEO of Boeing is a fairly new one compared to the other two, he's the CEO of Boeing knew when he took the job what the problem was, and the problem had been going on for a long time. So for him not able to fix any of the engineering quality control problems is utterly ridiculous, utterly ridiculous. All right, so a breakout above this point right here, okay, would be a very bullish move. So keep your eyes on that. Okay, if we break out above that, okay, it's basically a ref high, right? Because last time it went up there, it went whoosh, down. So you want it to stay inside this candle, and then if it break out above that resistance, then say hello to 31, and it will be the second trip to test that. And if we can break that, then say hello to something much higher. It is that simple. GSK, which I like, my God, nice move. Lawsuit settlement is always a good thing, okay? But yeah, come on, look at this chart, right? How can you not want to buy here? Sure, buying here, you got a little bit more pain, but yeah, holding it. Okay, now I didn't react quick enough because you know I, I did not buy a lot of shares. Sure, I start to buy into this gray zone, right, and below, but I didn't buy pile in a lot. I sell, put spread, all that stuff, right? But um, keep your eyes out up here. Okay, there's the nasty wick here, so don't miss it again. for sure. At least do put in order to trim somewhere in the 41s, yeah. And then if that break, you can get into the 43 range, and that's a definite trim. Okay, 43 to 45 is a trim for JSK. All right. Um, have we done enough of all the big tech? Oh, of course, more, more. Give me more. Eli Lilly. Um, doing well here. Okay, doing well here. If you have it, I don't think I have anything. Let me look. No, I do. A few share. 876 is my average cost. So for now, I think I will use 902 is my stop. That's a lot of profit. Okay, I'm not gonna let it come back down to. Would I buy at the 100? Yeah. So for now, here's a plan. Stop at the low of day yesterday, which is 905. Okay, that's fine. I do a 905, and then right now look like pre-market is popping. Now would I trim? Right up there for sure. Okay, so if you have Eli Lilly 939 to 940, okay, that's the area. Basically 939 to 942. Right, so there's a somewhere in that up there should be your trim. Okay, stop right here, low, buy back 100 MA. It's that simple. All right, for me, it might not be so simple for you. NVO, another one I like. I bought NVO. I bought a few share, and then I got assigned some share at 116. All in all, I trimmed the few share that I have, and I sold a cover call. Where is my cover call? The cover call is actually 119, which is pretty close. And look like I might get the share call away today, which I would not complain. Okay, making 300 bucks on 1 week, yeah, I take it. I can free up the cash to buy Merc or whatever. But would I buy it back? Would depend on what it's doing today. Let's say by 3 p.m. today, it is well over 119, and I know the share will be called away. I will then sell another naked put at 116. That's what happened last time. Okay, I sold the naked put at 116. That's how it was assigned to me last week. So I take the money. Okay, I take the premium and the share get taken away. But I like NVO here. This was, like I said, tax loss. Okay, when it's down roughly 20 over 20%. Yeah, there's people that say harness that loss. Um, this is why a lot of time, for those that follow me for a long time, a lot of time when I sell cover call on something, there are times where I would roll the position or close the position for a loss if I think it is a bad position that can go lower. I have done that plenty of time. But whenever I let something assign, it is because I think short term I will do fine. Just look at Schwab. I made money on Schwab when I got assigned 400 shares. Okay, not worried about that at all. Um, Speaking of NVO, you gotta take a look at Viking. Um, I bought a few shares of Vikings, not yesterday, but I sold puts. I have three expiring today. Not as many as I have been able to do the past couple of weeks because the price has been pretty high. Um, for now, I'm not doing anything with Viking. If it dropped below 62, okay, here's a plan. If it dropped below 62 today, for whatever reason, I don't care what the reason is, I would then sell 58 naked puts, right? The 100 MA, I'm using that. I'm also using this blue line as my support. Okay, for now I have two puts for next week already. I sold a 56 and a 55. Right, so if you want to play it safe, do a 56 next week. You can get, I think, even like 30 cents for it. Okay, something like that. So yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer to buy at 56. Okay, and below. The risk reward is owning the share at 56, 55 level. Okay, that's a good area to trade, right? Sure, can it go lower? It has, right? Look, this thing has dipped below 54 quite a few times over the past uh, 3 months, 4 months, right? It has, and it has been a great trade to get in and sell cover call at 60 and above, and it has worked every single time. 4 trips already. All right, so for now, my plan is if it come down, I might do 58 and more 56, more 55 for next week, right? I think that's good enough for now. Long enough video. Thank